The tale commences with the portrayal of Eric, now embodied as a newborn babe, immersed in a bewildering sea of confusion. Struggling to sift through the fragments of his memories, Eric endeavors to comprehend the tumultuous events that led him to this peculiar state. Flashes of his past skirmish dance in his subconscious, a lone warrior in the throes of a ferocious battle, valiantly facing an overwhelming army to rescue a girl's life. The sensation of losing everything in the blink of an eye is a profound experience only Eric, at the tender age of 16, can truly fathom. His childhood haven, the village where he blossomed, was ruthlessly attacked by monstrous entities. In that dire moment, Eric witnessed the sacrificial bravery of his parents, and a girl he cherished as a sister, all laying down their lives to secure his survival. Yet his trials did not cease there. Eric, in a cruel twist of fate, found himself bereft of another close ally, a supporter owing to his own misstep. The will to live and the very essence of his existence were shattered, leaving him adrift in a sea of despair. Salvation arrived in the form of Irene, a beacon of light in Eric's desolate existence. Irene pulled him from the abyss, bestowing upon him a newfound purpose to live. Fueled by a fervent determination to shield himself from the pain of losing loved ones, Eric transformed into a resolute individual, unyielding to anyone who dared obstruct his path. But, tragically, fate dealt its final blow. Irene, the one who had become the cornerstone of his life, was taken away. Clutching her lifeless form, Eric wept bitterly, cursing his own weakness that had, once again, led to the demise of someone he held dear. As consciousness slipped away, Eric embraced the notion of a reunion with his departed loved ones in the afterlife. Yet, this anticipated heavenly meeting was nothing more than a figment of his imagination. Instead, Eric found himself reborn, inhabiting the innocent form of an infant. The enigma of retaining memories from his previous life tormented him, stirring restlessness within. Skeptical of forging new connections and unsure of how to navigate this uncharted existence, Eric's musings were abruptly interrupted by the creaking of a door. Anxiously awaiting the revelation of his new parents, he was astonished to witness the visage and hear the voice of Selena, his mother from his previous life. Diane, his father, soon followed, and the perplexity deepened. Cradled in Selena's arms, Eric struggled to reconcile this surreal reality. The touch of pain brought him to a stark realization. These were undeniably his parents from the life he thought he had left behind. In that moment, Eric relinquished the pursuit of understanding why the memories persisted, acknowledging that the present held greater significance. Accepting the gift of a second chance, Eric expressed gratitude to the heavens and resolved to shape his destiny anew. Time marched forward, and as Eric reached the age of 3, he joined his close friend and neighbor, Tina, a companion who insisted on being called his sister, to explore the forest near their village. As they rested amidst nature's beauty, Eric contemplated the serene surroundings, acutely aware that the oblivious villagers were hurtling toward an impending disaster, a calamity known only to him. Determined not to squander a single precious second, he committed himself to rigorous training, poised to confront the looming catastrophe that lay 23 years ahead. Tina, puzzled by his newfound intensity, could not fathom the depths of Eric's knowledge and the urgency that drove him. Eric's demeanor became tinged with a subtle annoyance as his relentless training rendered it impossible for Tina to prevail in any game. Recognizing the potential for suspicion, Eric decided to temper his overt efforts, masking his determination with a casual smile directed at Tina. Despite the passage of time, he observed that Tina's personality remained unchanged from his past life, prompting a pang of sorrow as he reminisced about the cruel fate that had robbed her of life. Unaware of Eric's reincarnation, Tina found his old man-like speech amusing, bursting into laughter at his seemingly wise musings. Their light-hearted moment, however, was abruptly interrupted by the emergence of a wild boar from the bushes, targeting the lunchbox Tina had painstakingly prepared. Devouring the meal greedily, the boar instilled terror in Tina, who cried over her lost effort. Eric, assessing the situation, deduced that the boar, likely separated from its parents, had wandered into the residential area. Advising Tina to leave the remaining food, Eric's attempt to defuse the situation took an unexpected turn as the boar turned and prepared to charge. Left with no other choice, Eric swiftly grabbed a wooden stick and struck the wild boar with formidable force. The boar squealed in pain, prompting Tina to hide behind a nearby tree. While Eric's swordsmanship skills from his past life persisted, the 3-year-old body he inhabited limited his strength, muscle power, and speed. Tripping over, Eric found himself thrown several meters deep within. He motivated himself, knowing that many people depended on him for protection, and he couldn't falter against a mere beast. Quickly standing up, Eric cast a shadow sword magic spell, instantly dispatching the boar. Tina, who witnessed the entire spectacle, bombarded Eric with questions about his ability to use magic. Reflecting on the moment before the boar charged, Eric admitted to trying to activate the magic as quickly as possible. The shadow sword technique he intended to use was still incomplete, and had he been a minute slower or missed the target, he would have been the one lying on the ground. Regretting his underestimation of wild boars from his past life, Eric found himself in the present facing Tina, who was struck by his use of magic. Tina, eager to learn, pleaded earnestly for Eric to teach her. Conflicted, Eric hesitated, recognizing the potential dangers of teaching magic incorrectly. Tina, however, burst into tears, expressing her desire to learn magic to help Eric in times of trouble, echoing sentiments from their past life that lingered in Eric's memory. Eventually, Eric relented, agreeing to teach Tina magic with the hope that she could protect herself if anything were to happen to him in the future. The next day, Tina followed Eric to a location not far from their village, eager to embark on the journey of learning magic under Eric's guidance. In their chosen secluded spot, strategically distant from the wild forest to minimize the risk of monster attacks, Eric took a moment before commencing Tina's magic lesson. It was crucial to ensure Tina's commitment to their shared secret. While the inevitability of discovery loomed, Eric deemed the risk acceptable for the greater good of saving everyone. As the lesson began, Eric aimed to impart the method of initiating magic, drawing the floating magical essence from the air into one's body and activating it. The quality and quantity of this essence were paramount. The quantity determined the magnitude of the magic, affecting its frequency of use. Moreover, to wield powerful magic with a small amount of essence, one must enhance its quality. Magic was categorized into various levels: basic, intermediate, advanced, supreme, king, celestial, and godly. Higher levels meant more challenging activation conditions, and depending on the situation and emotions, the power and scale of the magic could vary. In essence, even low-level magic had the potential to unleash greater power than high-level magic. Unbeknownst to Eric, a time would come when he'd regret teaching magic to Tina. As the years passed, Eric turned 8 and Tina 10. Their training intensified, and while Eric matured, his swordsmanship skills had yet to reach the desired level. Tina's magical abilities, however, surpassed Eric's, particularly in her control over water. Observing from the shadows, Diane, Eric's father, had been quietly monitoring his son's training sessions. He only spoke up when they took a break, startling Eric, who hadn't noticed Diane's presence until then. Realizing his fundamental mistake in combat and the lapse in vigilance, Eric felt grateful for Diane, who had kept their secret. Diane, preparing for a hunt, invited Eric to join, an opportunity Eric couldn't resist. Diane warned Tina not to disclose their magic usage to Selena and invited Eric on the hunting trip. Excited, Eric agreed, while Tina, eager to join for learning and practice, persuaded Diane with a cute expression. Diane relented, but set the condition that if he sensed any danger, the hunting trip would be immediately called off. Their chosen hunting area at the edge of the forest required vigilance. Despite Diane's professional hunting skills, Eric couldn't shake his unease. As they ventured into the forest, Tina, initially in a cheerful mood, suddenly halted her soft singing upon witnessing the serious expressions on Eric and his father's faces. The forest atmosphere grew intense, and Diane surmised it might be due to the murderous intent emanating from someone nearby. In the distance, a massive red bear, enjoying its lunch, a stag with antlers, came into view. Tina started to tear up, sensing the impending danger lurking in the shadows of the forest. Intended to create a distraction, but her magical prowess exceeded expectations. Diane, despite his initial surprise, expressed pride in Tina's abilities. Relieved that the immediate threat had been neutralized, the trio hurried back to the village, Diane commending Eric and Tina for their quick thinking. As they approached the village, Eric contemplated the complexities of altering the past. Despite his foresight and planning, unforeseen challenges continued to emerge. Back in the village, the news of the Red Bear's presence spread like wildfire. The hunters, mobilized by Eric and Diane, gathered to assess the situation. Eric, torn between gratitude for Tina's unexpected magical prowess and the weight of the knowledge he carried from his past life, struggled with the responsibility thrust upon him. Days turned into weeks, and the village, now aware of the looming disaster, prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the monstrous creatures. Eric, Tina, and Diane became pivotal figures in the village defense strategy, each contributing their unique skills and knowledge. As the fateful day approached, Eric grappled with the knowledge that his actions would not only determine their fate, but also reshape the destinies of those around him. The burden of leadership weighed heavily on his young shoulders, but Eric resolved to face the impending trial with unwavering determination. The villagers, inspired by Eric's resilience and Tina's newfound magical abilities, trained rigorously. Diane, recognizing the significance of the moment, stood by Eric's side, offering guidance and support. The bond between father and son strengthened amidst the shared purpose of protecting their community. The final confrontation with the Red Bears loomed on the horizon. Eric, armed with the wisdom of his past life, Tina harnessing her innate magical talents, and Diane, wielding his formidable skills as a hunter, stood united against the impending threat. The village, once oblivious to the danger, now stood as a bastion of resilience. As the battle unfolded, Eric faced the challenge of leading his people in a fight against formidable foes. The outcome hung in the balance, the echoes of a past life guiding Eric's every decision. The tale of redemption and second chances unfolded in the heart of the village, where the past and present collided in a struggle for survival and a chance to rewrite destiny. Atmosphere in the forest began to change, a subtle shift that only Eric, attuned to the impending danger, could sense. The peace that had enveloped the village for years was about to be shattered. Determined to avert the horrors of his past, Eric intensified his training, honing his skills in preparation for the inevitable attack. As he turned 16, marking the day monsters would descend upon the village, Diane, in a rare moment of celebration, got his son so drunk that Eric found himself completely inebriated after the birthday party. Teasingly, Tina, always by Eric's side, supported him back to his room. In a playful manner, she remarked on their childhood days of sharing a bed, suggesting that it shouldn't be any different now. Confused and petrified, Eric tried to fend off her playful advances. In the midst of their banter, Eric accidentally let slip that he had feelings for Irene, a revelation that caught Tina's attention. Quickly changing the subject, Eric attempted to dissuade Tina from sleeping in his bed. Amused by the revelation, Tina laughed heartily, leaving Eric thoroughly embarrassed. As Eric went to bathe, Tina was left alone in the room, pondering the mysterious eye. That night, as Eric tossed and turned in his sleep, he found himself immersed in a dream, reliving the tragic day when monsters attacked the village. The vivid memories haunted him: the panic, his father's valiant but futile fight, and the heartbreaking sacrifice of his mother, Selena. Witnessing the pain and loss, Eric woke up startled, drenched in sweat, grateful that it was just a nightmare. Looking at Tina, who slept in an endearing manner, Eric couldn't help but smile. Deciding to forgo further sleep, he took an oil lamp and ventured into the forest to hunt magical beasts in preparation for the impending attack. However, after an hour of searching, Eric encountered none, prompting him to wonder if this silence foreshadowed an imminent attack. In the midst of his thoughts, a strange energy enveloped Eric, prompting him to instinctively reach for his sword. The forest remained eerily silent, and though he considered himself overly anxious, Eric's vigilance was not unfounded. Unbeknownst to him, someone was discreetly observing his every move from a distance. As midday approached, the atmosphere in the forest underwent a subtle but unmistakable change. Eric, attuned to the impending danger, felt a shift in the air. Little did he know that his past experiences and present actions were converging, setting the stage for a confrontation that would test his resolve and rewrite the destiny of the village once and for all. Such a coordinated attack. As Eric fought valiantly at the village gate, the villagers within the protective wall could feel the ground trembling beneath the onslaught of magical beasts. In the midst of the chaos, Tina, torn between her desire to find Eric and the responsibility to ensure the safety of Selena and the villagers, anxiously waited within the protective barrier. The wall, created by Eric's earth magic, stood tall and formidable, providing a temporary sanctuary. Diane, from the observation tower, witnessed Eric's unwavering determination and the onslaught of magical beasts. Recognizing the dire situation, he continued to coordinate the evacuation efforts, urging the villagers to stay within the protective barrier. Eric, with a sword in each hand, fought ferociously, displaying a newfound mastery over combat. The red bear and the pack of wolves fell before his relentless strikes. The orc, typically a formidable opponent, proved no match for Eric's swift and precise movements. As Eric battled at the forefront, the villagers within the protective wall could sense the growing intensity of the magical beast's assault. The diversity of the attacking creatures puzzled Eric, who had sensed the unusual convergence of different species earlier. Despite Eric's valiant efforts, the number of magical beasts showed no signs of abating. The relentless assault continued, prompting Eric to reassess the situation. Realizing that the attackers were not acting naturally, he began to suspect a darker force orchestrating the coordinated assault. Back within the protective barrier, Tina felt a mix of anxiety and determination. Unable to stand idly by, she made a decision. Ignoring Diane's insistence to stay within the safety of the wall, Tina set out to find Eric. Selena, understanding Tina's concern, stayed behind to help calm the villagers. Tina maneuvered through the chaos, desperately searching for Eric amidst the tumultuous battle. The wall of protection, erected by Eric's earth magic, stood as a testament to his efforts to shield the village from the impending threat. The battle between Eric and the magical beasts raged on, the fate of the village hanging in the balance. As Tina navigated the chaos, determined to reunite with Eric, she couldn't shake the feeling that the true nature of this attack went beyond the instinctual behavior of magical creatures. The air was thick with an ominous presence, hinting at a malevolent force guiding the relentless assault. Difficult for him to fully let go of the burden he carried. As the battle raged on, Diane's words resonated with Eric. Meanwhile, Tina, determined to find Eric, navigated through the chaos beyond the protective wall. The village was in disarray, and the air was thick with the scent of battle. Dodging magical beasts and debris, Tina pressed on, fueled by her worry for Eric and the desire to stand by his side. Back at the village gate, Eric and Diane continued their relentless assault on the magical beasts. The coordinated attack seemed orchestrated, leading Eric to suspect that someone was manipulating the creatures with a specific goal in mind. The battle took a toll on Eric, and the wound from the giant fire ant continued to throb. Yet, he pressed on, driven by the knowledge that the safety of the village depended on his perseverance. The wall of protection stood as a testament to his efforts, a barrier between the villagers and the relentless onslaught. Diane, bare-handed, proved a formidable force against the wolves, his powerful punches sending them flying. Eric, wielding his sword with precision, focused on dispatching the magical beasts one by one. The collaboration between father and son showcased their remarkable endurance and skill in the face of adversity. Despite the chaos, Diane managed to convey his pride in Eric's strength, acknowledging that his son had surpassed him. However, Diane couldn't ignore the concern he felt for Eric's well-being. He sternly urged Eric not to shoulder the burden alone, emphasizing the importance of trust and collaboration. In those intense moments of battle, Eric took a pause to reflect on Diane's words. The realization that he needed to trust others and share the burden began to settle in. The battle was far from over, and the fate of the village hung in the balance. As the father and son duo continued to stand against the onslaught, a deeper understanding and connection formed between them, transcending the battlefield and reaching into the core of their relationship. Priority now was to confront the demon who had orchestrated this assault. Eric, despite his exhaustion, stood resolute, his determination fueled by the need to protect his home. Diane, undeterred by the collapsing wall and the injuries sustained, rose from the rubble. With his sword in hand, he stood by Eric's side, ready to face the looming threat. The demon, towering and menacing, sneered at their defiance. The demon, with red eyes gleaming, questioned Eric's ability to withstand a direct confrontation after facing the magical beasts. Eric, however, remained unyielding. The knowledge gained from his past life, the battles fought, and the sacrifices made fueled his resolve. Eric, having recognized the demon's intentions to annihilate the neighboring kingdom of Vonia, declared war on the demons, vowing to protect every tree and stone in his village. The demon, finding amusement in Eric's determination, mocked his exhaustion, underestimating the strength that lingered. Diane, ready for another battle, emerged from the rubble, displaying a father's unwavering support for his son. Together, they faced the looming figure of the demon, whose eyes reflected the malice and darkness within. As the confrontation escalated, the air crackled with tension. Eric, drawing strength from his past experiences, readied himself for a battle against an adversary with malicious intent. The demons, known for their belligerence, now stood as the immediate threat to Eric's village. The clash between father and son against the demon marked a pivotal moment in their collective struggle. The echoes of a past life, the bonds forged in battles fought, and the determination to rewrite destiny converged in this critical juncture. The demon, undeterred by their declaration of war, reveled in the impending confrontation. His laughter echoed through the air, a sinister prelude to a battle that would determine the fate of the village and the kingdom of Vonia. Amidst the debris, with the collapsed wall serving as a testament to the earlier onslaught, Eric and Diane stood united, ready to face the demon head-on. The stage was set for a battle that would not only test their strength and resolve but also unveil the true power that lay within Eric's past and present self. Realized that the demon was preparing for a powerful attack. Diane, struggling with the pain from his injuries, attempted to rise again, but Eric held him back, understanding the need for caution. The atmosphere crackled with tension as the demon unleashed a surge of dark energy. The very air seemed to tremble under the weight of impending destruction. Eric, drawing on his past experiences and quick thinking, recognized the danger and knew that a direct confrontation might lead to catastrophic consequences. In a desperate attempt to shield them from the impending magical onslaught, Eric summoned a barrier of earth magic. The magical shield, hastily conjured, absorbed the brunt of the demon's attack. The impact reverberated through the area, sending shockwaves that rippled across the battlefield. The demon, surprised by Eric's defensive maneuver, paused momentarily. This gave Diane a moment to catch his breath and recover from the wounds inflicted by the enemy. Despite the dire situation, Eric's quick thinking had bought them a precious moment of respite. Seizing the opportunity, Diane thanked Eric for his timely intervention. The bond between father and son strengthened amidst the chaos as they realized the significance of their teamwork. The demon, however, remained undeterred, ready to resume the battle with renewed vigor. Tina, having made her way to the scene, witnessed the unfolding confrontation. The sight of her brother and father facing a formidable enemy stirred a determination within her. She knew she had to contribute to their fight, even if it meant putting herself in harm's way. Tina approached the battlefield, her eyes focused on the demon. Unbeknownst to the demon, Tina had been owning her magical abilities under Eric's guidance. As she reached the outskirts of the confrontation, Tina summoned a controlled burst of water magic. The water, imbued with Tina's magical essence, formed a protective barrier around Eric, Diane, and herself. This unexpected intervention surprised the demon, momentarily disrupting his concentration. The barrier held against the dark magic, shielding them from the impending threat. Eric, Diane, and Tina stood together, a united front against the relentless demon. The battle had reached a critical juncture, and the outcome hung in the balance. The villagers, watching from within the protective wall, could only hope for the safety of their loved ones as the clash between light and darkness unfolded before their eyes. Tina comprehended the gravity of their situation. The healing magic she had learned from Eric was not just about mending physical wounds. It also held the potential to counteract magical poisons. As Tina focused on her spell, the toxic black blood slowly receded from Diane's wounds and his breathing steadied. Back at the battlefield, Eric faced the demon. Fully aware that time was running out, the demon, sensing Tina's interference, became more enraged. Eric, fueled by a mix of determination and desperation, decided to make a bold move. Channeling the lessons from his past life and the skills he had honed during his second chance at life, Eric initiated a powerful offensive. With swift movements, he maneuvered his sword with precision, countering the demon's attacks and creating openings for his own strikes. The clash between Eric and the demon intensified, each combatant pushing their limits. Eric, drawing strength from the memories of his past life and the love for his family, fought with a newfound resolve. The demon, however, seemed to revel in the chaos, fueled by malevolence and dark magic. As Tina continued her healing efforts, she noticed Diane's wounds gradually closing. The toxic effects of the demon's magic were being neutralized by her proficiency in healing spells. Determined to support Eric, Tina silently vowed to master her magic even further. Back at the battlefield, the confrontation reached a critical point. Eric, with a burst of energy, executed a series of rapid strikes, momentarily gaining the upper hand. The demon, however, was not easily defeated. In a counterattack, the demon unleashed a surge of dark energy, creating a shockwave that sent Eric tumbling backward. The demon, now more infuriated than ever, prepared for a final, devastating attack. Eric, battered and bruised, knew that he couldn't hold out much longer. In the midst of the chaos, Tina, having completed her task, rushed back to the battlefield with a determined expression. She had witnessed the strength and resilience of her brother, and she refused to stand idly by. As Tina approached, she focused her magical energy, ready to join the fight and aid Eric in whatever way she could. The battlefield, now a battleground of magic and blades, awaited the culmination of this fierce struggle between light and darkness. One and the same, the revelation sends a shock through Eric, and he demands to know more about Irene's whereabouts and condition. The demon, enjoying the impact of his words, teases Eric, stating that Irene is in his kingdom and currently being treated as a guest. Enraged and fueled by a mix of emotions, Eric's eyes flare with determination. The demon, sensing the shift in Eric's demeanor, taunts him further, stating that Irene's fate rests on Eric's decision. If he joins the demon clan willingly, Irene will be spared. Otherwise, her life will be at risk. Eric, torn between the safety of his loved ones and his refusal to succumb to the demon's demands, contemplates his next move. The demon, reveling in the psychological battle, extends an ultimatum, urging Eric to make a choice before the next wave of magical beasts is unleashed upon the village. As Eric weighs his options, he realizes that defeating the demon in direct combat may not be enough to ensure Irene's safety. The demon's magical prowess and control over the situation leave Eric with a sense of urgency. Drawing upon his strategic acumen, Eric formulates a plan to outsmart the demon and turn the tide of the confrontation. Meanwhile, Tina, having safely escorted Diane back to the village, senses the intensity of the ongoing battle. She resolves to return to Eric's side, driven by her unwavering belief in her brother's strength and a determination to protect their village. Back in the forest, the demon, growing impatient, challenges Eric to make a choice quickly or face the consequences. Eric, with newfound resolve, decides to confront the demon on multiple fronts, utilizing both his combat skills and strategic thinking. As the next phase of the battle unfolds, Eric combines his swordsmanship with advanced magical techniques, aiming to catch the demon off guard. The clash intensifies, with each opponent pushing their limits. Eric's determination to protect his village and save Irene fuels his every move, setting the stage for a decisive showdown between the forces of light and darkness. The demon Felix exchange intense glares, each harboring their own emotions and motives. Eric's eyes burn with a mixture of grief, rage, and a determination to avenge Irene's death. On the other hand, Felix wears a sinister smirk, reveling in the emotional turmoil he has caused. Tina, who has been silently observing from the shadows, emerges, sensing the gravity of the situation. She witnesses the charged confrontation between Eric and Felix, realizing the depth of Eric's connection to Irene and the profound loss he suffered. Felix, amused by the siblings' reactions, mockingly acknowledges Tina's presence, addressing her as Eric's dear sister. He taunts Eric, insinuating that Irene's death was a result of Eric's inability to protect her. The atmosphere becomes even more tense as Eric's suppressed anger surges to the surface. In response, Eric unsheathes his sword, his hands trembling with the weight of his emotions. The air becomes charged with magical energy as both combatants prepare for the impending clash. Felix, confident in his demonic powers, readies his own weapon, a dark blade infused with malevolent energy. The battlefield is set, and the forest bears witness to the impending duel. Tina, realizing the significance of the moment, steps forward to support her brother. She firmly declares her intent to stand by Eric's side, emphasizing that they will face this challenge together. As the battle begins, Eric and Felix engage in a fierce exchange of swordsmanship and magic. The clash echoes through the forest, with each strike carrying the weight of unresolved grievances and the desire for retribution. Tina, utilizing her own magical abilities, provides strategic support, aiming to tip the scales in Eric's favor. The fight is not only physical, but also a manifestation of Eric's inner turmoil. Memories of Irene, their shared moments, and the pain of losing her fuel Eric's determination to overcome Felix. The demon, in turn, revels in the chaos he has sown, seeking to break Eric's spirit and assert his dominance. The outcome of this battle will not only determine the fate of the village, but also serve as a reckoning for Eric's past and the love he lost. The forest, once a training ground for magical abilities, now bears witness to a clash of destinies and the pursuit of justice in the face of tragedy. That sentimentality and empathy were weaknesses that would lead to their downfall. The clash between the two adversaries intensified, each strike resonating with the weight of their convictions. Tina, empowered by Eric's faith in her abilities, gathered her magical energy to execute the wind magic spell. The air around her began to swirl, forming a focused cyclone. With a determined expression, Tina unleashed the spell, directing the powerful gust of wind towards Felix. The wind, imbued with Tina's magical prowess, tore through the battlefield with formidable force. Caught off guard, Felix struggled against the relentless currents. The magical wind acted not only as a physical force, but also disrupted Felix's concentration, making it difficult for him to maintain his demonic powers. As the wind engulfed Felix, Eric seized the opportunity to press the attack. With swift and precise strikes, he aimed to exploit any opening created by Tina's magic. The battle reached its climax as Eric and Tina, united in purpose, fought to overcome the demonic adversary. Felix, despite his initial arrogance, began to feel the pressure of the combined assault. The wind magic interfered with his ability to teleport and counter Eric's attacks effectively. However, fueled by his determination for power, Felix stubbornly resisted, refusing to admit defeat. The villagers, who had been watching the battle from within the safety of the village walls, marveled at the display of magical prowess. The ice barrier, created by Tina, stood firm, providing a protective shield against potential collateral damage. In the midst of the chaotic battle, Diane, having regained consciousness, joined the villagers in observing the fight. Selena, Tina, and the others watched with bated breath, their hope resting on the siblings' shoulders. As the battle raged on, Eric and Tina's collaboration demonstrated the strength born from their shared purpose and the bonds that transcended the magical and physical realms. The outcome hung in the balance, the forest witnessing a clash between opposing forces, where the victor would shape the fate of the village and the memories of a love lost. The feelings of loss and despair that haunted him in his past life. He remembered the pain of losing Irene, the agony of witnessing his parents' deaths, and the sense of hopelessness that consumed him. However, as he held Tina in his arms in the dream, he realized that this time was different. They had faced adversity together, fought for a shared purpose, and emerged victorious. The weight of the past was still present, but Eric found solace in the fact that he had the power to change the future. As the dream unfolded, Eric and Tina, exhausted yet determined, stood amidst the aftermath of the battle. The villagers, grateful for their protection, approached with gratitude in their eyes. Diane, Selena, and the others expressed their relief at the siblings' safety and praised their bravery. The dream portrayed a village rebuilding, healing from the scars of the recent attack. Eric and Tina, now recognized as formidable protectors, continued to train and strengthen their magical abilities. The bond between them grew even stronger, and the love and trust they shared became an unbreakable force. In the waking world, Eric opened his eyes. The morning sun illuminated his room, casting a warm glow. He felt a sense of peace and determination, carrying the lessons and experiences from his dream into reality. As he prepared to face the challenges ahead, Eric knew that the path to a better future required strength, resilience, and the unwavering support of those he cared about. The dream served as a reminder that he had the power to shape his destiny and protect the ones he loved. With renewed purpose, Eric stepped into the new day, ready to embrace the opportunities and confront the lingering shadows of his past. The dream had offered him closure and a chance to rewrite the narrative of his life, guided by the values of friendship, courage, and the enduring magic of hope. In shock from the recent events and Felix's threats, realized the gravity of the situation. She understood that Felix's intentions went beyond claiming the throne. He sought to use the kingdom's military might for conquest. Felix, reveling in the imminent fulfillment of his ambitions, continued to taunt Irene. He insisted that she had no choice but to comply with his wishes if she valued the lives of the people and her own. However, Irene, fueled by a newfound determination, refused to yield. In the palace courtyard, a tense confrontation unfolded. Irene, unwilling to submit to Felix's tyranny, confronted him with a resolve born from her past struggles. She declared that she would protect the kingdom from his tyranny, even if it meant standing against him. Felix, enraged by Irene's defiance, drew his sword and attacked. Irene, though not a seasoned warrior, defended herself with courage. The clash between them was intense, with Irene tapping into a strength she never knew she possessed. Meanwhile, news of Felix's betrayal and Irene's resistance began to spread throughout the kingdom. Citizens, aware of the impending threat, were torn between loyalty to their princess and fear of the chaos that might ensue. Back in Eric's village, life gradually returned to normalcy. The wounds inflicted by the recent magical beast attack began to heal. Eric, Tina, and Diane resumed their daily routines, yet the lingering memories of the battle and the dream of Irene haunted Eric's thoughts. Driven by a sense of responsibility and a desire to prevent further tragedies, Eric contemplated his next steps. The dream had offered closure, but reality demanded action. He couldn't ignore the potential threat posed by Felix and the implications of Irene's struggle for her kingdom. As Eric shared the details of his dream and the ongoing events with Tina and Diane, they too felt the weight of the unfolding conflict. Diane, expressing concern for Eric's well-being, pledged his support in whatever decision Eric made. The trio, bound by friendship and a shared sense of duty, prepared to embark on a journey to Irene's kingdom. Eric, fueled by the memories of his past life and the dream that offered a glimpse of a different fate, knew that they had a role to play in shaping the course of events. The stage was set for a new adventure, one that would test their strength, resilience, and the bonds that held them together. With the echoes of the dream still resonating in his mind, Eric stepped into the unknown, ready to confront the challenges that awaited him beyond the familiar borders of his village. It was still a mystery regarding Christ. As Eric contemplated his next moves, he decided to confide in Tina and Diane about his past life, the dreams, and the connection with Irene and Christ. Tina and Diane, initially taken aback by the revelation, listened intently as Eric shared the details. The tale of a past life, a lost love, and the connection with Irene and Christ stirred a mix of emotions within them. They understood the gravity of the situation and the importance of finding their lost friends. Together, the trio discussed possible ways to locate Irene and Christ. Eric, with the memories of his past life, shared some insights that could lead them to Irene. They decided to embark on a journey, leaving the village temporarily in the care of its capable hunters. As they prepared for their quest, Tina, Eric, and Diane felt a sense of responsibility, not just towards each other, but also towards their village. They recognized that their journey might uncover more mysteries and challenges, but they were determined. Before leaving, they sought the blessings of their parents and the villagers. Tina's mother, Selena, assured them that the village would be safe in their absence, expressing confidence in the strength of the friendships that bound the trio. The journey began, and the trio ventured into the unknown, guided by Eric's memories and the quest to reunite with their lost friends. The path ahead was uncertain, filled with both dangers and the promise of discovery. With each step, they carried the hopes of their village and the determination to rewrite the narrative of their intertwined destinies. As they set forth on this new chapter of their lives, Eric, Tina, and Diane were bound not only by their shared history, but also by the unyielding bonds of friendship. The echoes of the past and the dreams that connected them fueled their resolve to face whatever challenges lay ahead, ensuring that this journey would be more than just a quest for answers. It would be a testament to the enduring power of friendship and the unwavering pursuit of a brighter future. It's too late. One must be prepared. He instilled in Tina the importance of being proactive, not just for oneself but for the safety of loved ones and the village. As Tina contemplates Eric's potential decision, Diane, having overheard the conversation, approaches her. Diane senses Tina's restlessness and asks her about her concerns. Tina, torn between the excitement of the unknown journey, with Eric and the possibility of him joining the Bonia Kingdom's night squad, struggles to articulate her feelings. Diane, with a comforting smile, reassures Tina that whatever decision Eric makes, he will choose the path that aligns with his convictions. She encourages Tina to trust Eric's judgment, knowing that he has always prioritized the well-being of their village and its people. In the following days, Eric grapples with the decision before him. The prospect of joining the Bonia Kingdom's night squad is both enticing and challenging. On one hand, it offers the opportunity to contribute to the greater good, protect the kingdom, and, potentially, uncover more about Irene and Christ's whereabouts. On the other hand, it means leaving the village and Tina, who has become an integral part of his life. As Eric weighs the options, he engages in heartfelt conversations with Tina and Diane, seeking their perspectives. Tina, while grappling with her own conflicting emotions, expresses her support for Eric, emphasizing the strength of their friendship and the bond that has been forged through shared experiences. Diane, too, shares her insights, drawing from her own journey of facing uncertainties. She highlights the importance of embracing change and pursuing one's calling, even if it means venturing into the unknown. Diane's words echo in Eric's mind as he contemplates the next chapter of his life. The village, aware of the impending decision, rallies behind Eric, expressing gratitude for his past deeds and acknowledging that whatever path he chooses, he has their unwavering support. In the quiet moments of reflection, as the village prepares for potential farewells, Eric finds solace in the memories of his past life, the dreams that have guided him, and the friendships that have defined his present. The time has come for Eric to make a choice that will shape not only his destiny, but also the destiny of those who depend on him. As the sun sets over the village, casting a warm glow on the familiar landscapes, Eric stands at the crossroads, ready to embark on a new journey, guided by the echoes of the past and the unwavering bonds of friendship. The decision awaits, and the tale of Eric, Tina, and Diane unfolds in the chapters yet to be written. About his decision before leaving, as it will affect her as well. Even though Tina might seem calm on the surface, Selena knows that Tina has been harboring strong emotions about the potential separation. Meanwhile, Tina, having overheard the entire conversation, emerges from the bushes where she was hiding. Her eyes are red from crying, and she's struggling to come to terms with the reality of Eric's departure. James, recognizing Tina's presence, approaches her and expresses gratitude for their victory against Felix. He acknowledges Tina's role in supporting Eric and Diane and praises their teamwork. Tina, still teary-eyed, manages a faint smile and thanks James for his kind words. James assures her that he will ensure Eric's safety in the Bonia Kingdom's Night Squad. The soldiers who initially doubted Eric's capabilities now view him with newfound respect, realizing the depth of his character and the sacrifices he has made for the village. As Tina prepares to leave the southern forest entrance, she is met with an unexpected sight. The bushes rustle and a figure emerges. It's Christ, the friend Eric had met after the village massacre in his past life. Christ, having heard about the recent events in the village, arrived to reunite with Eric. The reunion is emotional, with Eric and Christ exchanging stories of their respective journeys. Christ shares details about his life after the village massacre and the challenges he faced. The unexpected arrival of Christ adds a new dynamic to the unfolding narrative. With emotions running high and decisions made, the group, Eric, Tina, Diane, James, and Christ, returns to the village. The news of Eric joining the Bonia Kingdom's Night Squad spreads through the community, eliciting mixed reactions. The villagers, while proud of Eric's accomplishments, feel a sense of loss at the prospect of him leaving. In the evening, under the warm glow of the setting sun, the villagers gather to bid farewell to Eric. The atmosphere is a mix of celebration and melancholy. Selena, Diane, Tina, and Christ stand by Eric's side as he addresses the village. Eric expresses his gratitude for the unwavering support of the villagers, his parents, and his friends. He promises to return and continue protecting the village, albeit from a different vantage point. Tina, standing beside him, tries to hide her emotions but cannot completely conceal her sadness. The village chief, recognizing Eric's valor and the significance of his new journey, presents him with a symbolic token, a crafted emblem representing the unity of the village and its protectors. The emblem is a reminder of Eric's roots and the strength derived from the bonds forged in the village. As the night falls, Eric, now clad in the attire of the Bonia Kingdom's Night Squad, shares a final moment with his parents, Tina and Christ. The village, illuminated by flickering torches, watches as Eric, accompanied by James, begins the journey toward the Bonia Kingdom. The tale of Eric's adventures, intertwined with the destinies of Tina, Diane, and Christ, takes a new turn as they embark on paths unknown. The village, though changed by recent events, remains resilient, its spirit unbroken. And so, under the vast expanse of the starlit sky, the journey continues, a journey of friendship, courage, and the pursuit of a destiny that awaits beyond the horizon. Having detected her hesitation and fear, Jaime wanted to convey the harsh reality of the battlefield and the importance of quick decision-making. Tina, still processing the unexpected turn of events, recognized Jaime's point. She understood the significance of being prepared for sudden attacks and acknowledged the gaps in her training. Jaime, satisfied with Tina's response, helped her up and commended her magical abilities, emphasizing that there was room for improvement. Jaime extended his hand, offering Tina the opportunity to join the Bonia Kingdom's Night Squad. Tina, feeling a mix of excitement and determination, accepted the invitation. She was ready to embark on this new journey alongside Eric and contribute her skills to protect the kingdom. News of Tina's acceptance into the Night Squad quickly spread through the village. The villagers, initially surprised, soon rallied behind Tina, expressing pride in her achievements. Selena and Diane, though saddened by the prospect of Tina leaving, recognized the importance of this opportunity for her growth. As Tina packed her belongings, preparing to leave the village, she shared a heartfelt moment with Selena and Diane. Eric, who had been observing Tina's interaction with Jaime, approached her with a reassuring smile. The trio, Eric, Tina, and Diane, stood together, ready to face the challenges that awaited them in the Bonia Kingdom. The night before their departure, the village organized a farewell gathering in honor of Eric and Tina. The villagers, grateful for their contributions and sacrifices, wished them success on their journey. Amidst the festivities, Tina couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions: excitement for the adventure ahead and a twinge of nostalgia for the familiar surroundings of the village. As dawn broke, Eric, Tina, Jaime, and the soldiers of the Night Squad gathered at the village entrance. The farewell was bittersweet, with promises of reunion echoing in the air. Selena, Diane, and the villagers watched as the group set forth on their new chapter. The journey toward the Bonia Kingdom unfolded with a sense of anticipation. Eric, Tina, and the Night Squad faced challenges along the way, strengthening their bonds and honing their skills. The dynamic between the characters continued to evolve, weaving a tale of camaraderie, growth, and the pursuit of a shared destiny. And so, under the vast expanse of the open road, the adventurers pressed forward, their destinies intertwined, guided by the light of friendship and the promise of a brighter future. Secluded alley. The figures spoke in hushed tones, their faces hidden beneath the shadows of their hoods. Meanwhile, Eric, Tina, and Jaime navigated through the crowded streets, making their way to the heart of the capital. The city's vibrant energy was palpable, a stark contrast to the quiet village they had left behind. As they approached the central square, adorned with a grand fountain and surrounded by imposing structures, Jaime explained the workings of the Bonia Kingdom. He detailed the separation of the Knight's Order and the Magical Knight's Order, each playing a crucial role in maintaining peace and protecting the kingdom. Tina's excitement and nervousness grew as they reached the headquarters of the Magical Knight's Order. The imposing structure stood as a testament to the Order's significance in the kingdom. Jaime led them inside, where they were met with a mix of curious glances and indifferent gazes from fellow knights. The head of the Magical Knight's Order, a stern but wise-looking figure named Commander Elara, awaited them in a spacious chamber. Elara, an experienced mage, was known for her exceptional leadership and dedication to training magical knights. Jaime presented Tina as the promising recruit who had passed the entrance test. Commander Elara, with a keen eye, observed Tina's demeanor and magical aura. After a brief conversation, Elara welcomed Tina into the Magical Knight's Order, outlining the rigorous training and responsibilities that awaited her. While Tina embarked on her new journey, Eric met with the head of the Knight's Order, Captain Reginald. A seasoned warrior acknowledged Eric's combat skills and the circumstances surrounding Felix's defeat. He explained the expectations and challenges Eric would face as a member of the Knight's Order. As the two recruits delved into their respective orders, the cloaked figures observed from the shadows. Their motives and identities remained shrouded in mystery. In the following weeks, Eric and Tina underwent intensive training, adapting to the structured life within their respective orders. The capital's bustling streets became familiar, and the challenges they faced forged new strengths within. One evening, as Eric and Tina reunited in the central square, they reflected on their individual journeys. Despite the demands of their new roles, their determination to stand by each other's side remained unwavering. Unknown to them, the cloaked figures continued their clandestine activities, casting shadows over the kingdom's peace. The stage was set for a series of events that would test the bonds of friendship, unravel secrets, and determine the fate of the Bonia Kingdom. And so Eric Annen and Tina Annen stood together in the heart of the capital, ready to face the uncertainties that awaited them as knights sworn to protect the realm. The tale of their intertwined destinies had only just begun. Admiringly about her skills before they began discussing the matters at hand, the king asked them to sit. Talked Jaime and the king were equally curious to know how Eric and Tina managed to defeat Felix, the powerful demon. Eric and Tina recounted the events leading to Felix's defeat, sparing no details. King Leonard listened attentively, occasionally nodding or interjecting with thoughtful questions. As the narrative unfolded, King Leonard's expression shifted from curiosity to a more serious demeanor. He realized the gravity of the situation and the implications of Felix's actions. The threat Felix posed to both Halion and Bonia was substantial, and the kingdom needed to take preventive measures. After Eric and Tina finished their account, a heavy silence lingered in the room. King Leonard, deep in thought, finally spoke, expressing his gratitude for their bravery and determination. He acknowledged the unique circumstances that led to their victory, but emphasized the need for caution. King Leonard revealed that the kingdom had been monitoring Felix's activities closely. The sudden escalation of demonic influence in the southern regions raised concerns, and Felix's connection to the mysterious figures in black cloaks heightened the sense of urgency. The cloaked figures, King Leonard explained, were believed to be part of a secret organization with its own agenda. Their affiliation with Felix hinted at a more significant conspiracy that threatened the stability of both Halion and Bonia. Realizing the complexity of the situation, King Leonard proposed a joint effort between the Bonia Knights Order and the Halion Magical Knights Order. He urged Eric and Tina to work together, transcending the boundaries of their respective orders, to uncover the truth behind the shadowy figures and thwart any impending threat. Jaime expressed his support for this collaboration, acknowledging the potential synergy between their combat and magical abilities. King Leonard, satisfied with their agreement, instructed Jaime to coordinate the investigation and keep him informed of any developments. As Eric and Tina left the royal chamber, a newfound sense of responsibility weighed on their shoulders. The alliance between Halion and Bonia was an unprecedented venture, and the duo understood the significance of their role in unraveling the mysteries that entwined their fates. The cloaked figures, hidden in the shadows, observed the unfolding events with keen interest. The stage was set for a collaborative effort that would transcend borders and test the bonds forged in the crucible of battle. Eric Annen and Tina Annen were now entrusted with a mission that went beyond personal victories. A mission that would determine the fate of two kingdoms and uncover the secrets veiled in darkness. Eric, sensing the tension, stepped forward, stopping Tina from accepting the duel. He suggested a different approach to resolve the issue, a friendly sparring session instead of a formal duel. Eric believed that a fair fight could help them understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, fostering mutual respect. Urena, intrigued by Eric's proposal, agreed to the sparring session. The courtyard of the dormitory was chosen as the arena for their friendly match. As they prepared for the sparring, Tina and Jaime observed from the sidelines. The fight commenced with a display of swordsmanship and magic. Eric, although determined, fought with a calm and controlled demeanor, aiming not to overpower Urena, but to showcase their respective abilities. Urena, initially defensive, gradually began to appreciate Eric's approach. During the sparring session, Tina noticed Urena's impressive skills and potential. She realized that behind Urena's arrogance, there was a young knight passionate about proving herself. Tina's insight prompted her to think about the circumstances that might have shaped Urena's behavior. As the sparring continued, the atmosphere shifted from hostility to mutual understanding. Eric's strategic approach and Urena's resilience created a unique dynamic between them. The onlookers, including Jaime, were pleased to witness a conflict turning into an opportunity for growth and camaraderie. After a well-fought match, both Eric and Urena acknowledged each other's strengths. Urena, with newfound respect, agreed to share the room with Eric, recognizing that strength came in various forms. Jaime, satisfied with the outcome, emphasized the importance of unity within the Knights' Order. He hoped that this experience would be a valuable lesson for everyone, fostering cooperation among the members. With the roommate issue resolved, Eric, Tina, and Urena headed back to the dormitory with a sense of camaraderie. The challenges they faced within the Order were not only about external threats, but also about forging bonds among its diverse members. As they entered the dormitory, a new chapter awaited Eric and Tina, a chapter filled with camaraderie, challenges, and the pursuit of a greater purpose. Little did they know that their journey within the Knight's Order would lead them to unravel deeper mysteries and confront the shadows that threatened the stability of both Halion and Bonia. The alliance forged in the royal palace was now put to the test within the walls of the Knight's Order, a test that would determine the fate of two kingdoms and the destiny of those who dared to stand against the encroaching darkness. Sharing a room, she confronted them, expressing her displeasure with the situation. Tina felt that there should be clear boundaries, especially considering the differences in gender and living habits. Despite the explanations and reassurances from Eric and Jaime, Tina remained adamant in her disapproval. Tensions ran high as Tina struggled to accept the idea of Eric and Urena sharing the same living space. Eric, sensing Tina's discomfort, tried to find a compromise. He suggested setting up some basic rules to ensure everyone's privacy and comfort. However, Tina remained unconvinced, insisting that such an arrangement was inappropriate. As the discussion continued, Jaime intervened, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and unity within the Knight's Order. He acknowledged Tina's concerns, but stressed that the Order aimed to foster a sense of camaraderie and trust among its members. Jaime urged Tina to consider the bigger picture and the challenges they might face together. Feeling cornered, Tina reluctantly agreed to give it a try, albeit with visible reluctance. Jaime commended her for her willingness to compromise for the sake of the Order's unity. The three knights, Eric, Urena, and Tina, began their cohabitation in the dormitory, each adjusting to the unique challenges of living with fellow knights. The initial discomfort gradually subsided as they spent more time together, training, and sharing experiences. Eric, Urena, and Tina formed an unconventional team, their differences blending into a dynamic force within the Knight's Order. Their journey within the Order unfolded with new challenges, alliances, and discoveries. The trio faced not only external threats, but also internal conflicts, testing the strength of their bonds. As they navigated the complexities of knighthood, Eric, Urena, and Tina found themselves intertwined in a destiny that went beyond the borders of Halion and Bonia. Little did they know that a looming darkness threatened to engulf both kingdoms, and their roles within the Knight's Order would become pivotal in the face of an impending crisis. The stage was set for a tale of courage, camaraderie, and the relentless pursuit of justice in a world fraught with mysteries and magic. Made it clear that maintaining order and discipline was crucial for the smooth functioning of both orders. She urged Jaime to consider the long-term consequences of his decisions. In the following days, the tension within the Knight's Order escalated. Rumors and whispers circulated among the members, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and unease. Some knights were disgruntled by the perceived preferential treatment given to Eric, while others questioned the unconventional arrangements in the dormitory. Eric, Tina, and Irina found themselves at the center of this storm, navigating the challenges of their new roles while dealing with the scrutiny of their fellow knights. As they trained together and faced various missions, the trio worked hard to prove their worth and foster a sense of unity within the Order. Jaime, despite facing criticism and skepticism, continued to mentor and support Eric, recognizing the young knight's potential. He understood the importance of cultivating strong bonds among the members and sought to create a more inclusive and forward-thinking Knight's Order. Meanwhile, the shadowy figures from the hidden alleyway, connected to Felix, continued their clandestine activities. Their interest in the events surrounding Felix's demise and the emergence of new talents within the Knight's Order hinted at a deeper conspiracy. As tensions within the orders reached a boiling point, an unexpected incident unfolded during a joint training session between the Knight's Order and the Magic Knight's Order. A magical anomaly, never seen before, erupted, catching both orders off guard. The anomaly seemed to be a manifestation of powerful, chaotic magic, defying the laws of nature. The leaders, Jaime and Anne, quickly rallied their respective teams to address the anomaly. Eric, Tina, and Urena found themselves thrust into a situation that would test not only their individual skills, but also their ability to work as a cohesive unit. Little did they know that this magical anomaly was just the beginning of a series of events that would unravel long-buried secrets, challenge their convictions, and thrust them into a battle against forces far more formidable than any they had faced before. The fate of Halion and Bonia hung in the balance, and the trio's journey was about to take an unexpected turn into the heart of the mysterious and dangerous world of magic. Unaware of Libet's presence, immersed in honing his skills, the two engaged in a friendly yet intense sparring session, catching the attention of those around them. During the training, Jaime approached Tina and informed her that Anne, the leader of the Magic Knights Order, was currently evaluating her magical abilities. Tina felt a mix of nervousness and determination, wanting to prove herself to Anne and officially become part of the Order. As the day progressed, Eric and Libet continued their sparring, each pushing the other to improve. Libet, despite his initial skepticism, began to acknowledge Eric's skill and dedication. The two developed a mutual respect, understanding that their strengths could complement each other in the battles that lay ahead. Meanwhile, Tina underwent various magical assessments under Anne's watchful eye. Anne, impressed by Tina's raw magical power and unique abilities, decided to formally accept her into the Magic Knights Order. Tina felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing that she had overcome the doubts and challenges placed before her. In the coming weeks, the trio, now fully integrated into the Knights and Magic Knights Orders, faced new challenges and missions. Their camaraderie grew stronger as they learned to trust and rely on each other. However, the shadowy figures connected to Felix continued their mysterious activities, hinting at a larger conspiracy that threatened the stability of Halion and Bonia. As Eric, Tina, and Libet delved deeper into their roles within the Orders, they discovered that the magical anomaly they had encountered earlier was not an isolated incident. Strange occurrences and disruptions in magical energy became more frequent, signaling a disturbance in the delicate balance of the magical forces governing their world. Jaime, Anne, and the leaders of both orders convened to discuss these disturbances, realizing that a dark force was at play. They decided to combine the efforts of the Knights and Magic Knights Orders to investigate and confront this emerging threat. The trio, along with other skilled knights and magic users, embarked on a series of missions to uncover the truth behind the disturbances. Their journey would lead them to ancient ruins, forgotten realms, and encounters with powerful magical beings. The fate of Halion and Bonia hung in the balance as they faced challenges that tested not only their abilities, but also their resolve and unity. As they ventured into the unknown, Eric, Tina, and Libet would uncover secrets that intertwined their destinies with the very fabric of magic itself. The mysteries of their past lives, the true nature of the dark force threatening their world, and the role they were destined to play in the unfolding events would gradually be unveiled, setting the stage for a grand and epic adventure. Future of the kingdom, and that Eric's influence could positively impact the young prince. Jaime, Anne, and Libet discussed the matter further and, seeing the potential benefits, reluctantly agreed to the king's proposal. Eric was summoned to the palace and informed of his new role as the prince's bodyguard. Despite initial reservations, Eric accepted the responsibility, understanding the importance of the task. The prince, eager for a companion closer to his age, welcomed Eric warmly. Eric, now balancing his duties in both the Knight's Order and his role as the prince's bodyguard, faced new challenges. His interactions with the prince revealed the innocence and curiosity of youth, reminding Eric of the responsibilities that came with guiding and protecting the next heir to the throne. As Eric navigated his dual roles, Tina continued her training within the Magic Knights Order, honing her magical abilities under Anne's guidance. Anne, having acknowledged Tina's strength, entrusted her with more challenging tasks and missions. Tina's determination to prove herself and contribute to the Order's success earned her the respect of her fellow Magic Knights. Meanwhile, the shadowy figures connected to Felix continued their clandestine activities. The explosive incident caused by Tina's magic had drawn attention to the unusual occurrences within the Magic Knights' ranks. The leaders of both orders, along with Jaime, intensified their efforts to uncover the truth behind these mysterious. The trio of Eric, Tina, and Libet found themselves drawn into a complex web of political intrigue, magical disturbances, and the looming threat of a greater conspiracy. Their journey would not only test their individual strengths, but also challenge the bonds of friendship and loyalty they had forged. As the days passed, the Kingdom of Bonia faced unforeseen challenges that threatened the stability of the realm. Eric's role as the prince's bodyguard became increasingly crucial, while Tina and Libet continued to play pivotal roles within their respective orders. The mystery surrounding their past lives and the dark